making history. We were part of a legendary story. We were made for this.
Hi, guests. This is Riley,
And Brycen.
back with another episode of Goats in the Making, where we talk about game-changing stories of life, sports, and faith.
On today's episode, we are excited to introduce you to the coach you all know and love, the king of content, Coach RAC.
Coach RAC.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Amazing.
Coach RAC, or Robert Anthony Cruz, went to Biola University and was a Christian ministry major while at Biola. He formed an FCA huddle, and he was an NCAA All-American in 2021 before being signed by the Washington Nationals. His video surprising his dad with the news went viral and has grown into Coach RAC, creating content for over 1 million followers. His videos focus on training, skill development, and ways for players and parents to grow together on and off the field.
RAC is a co-founder of NYABC, which unites baseball content creators together to inspire the next generation of youth sports players. Coach RAC currently plays for the Savannah Bananas, where you'll likely have seen him hitting bombs and making backflip catches.
Are there any other things our guests should know about you before we start?
You guys did your research. You guys got it. I think we're all set.
Great. We'd like to start off by getting to know our guests with a few this or that and rapid fire questions. You ready?
Yeah, fire away.
Go.
Early bird or night owl?
I am night owl by nature, early bird by choice. That's what I got.
Favorite stadium you've played in?
Hot take, Minute Maid Park.
It's nice there.
Yeah.
I went for an Astros game like a year ago.
It was cool. It was very cool.
And it was cool. That was the first MLB stadium.
Heck yeah. It was loud in there too with the dome closed.
Mm-hmm. City or country?
Can I go somewhere right in between the two? It's like I want country, but close enough to the city. I want a 10-minute drive to the city. That's what I want.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Favorite Bible verse?
Changes all the time. Sometimes I'll say Proverbs 3:5-6, which is trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge him and he will direct your paths. I'm just going to go with that one.
What is your favorite pair of Bruce Bolts?
Good question. I got to go with the original Harrison Bader baby blue. That was the first pair I ever had. I got to go with, that's my favorite. I have a new favorite coming in a month, but for now, those are my favorite.
Yeah, because it was your first pair and it's where it all started.
Yeah, nostalgic a little bit.
My first pair of Bruce Bolts I had, I think, was the Hat series short cuff.
Heck yeah. Those are also white and baby blue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are pretty. I like those a lot.
Best cake flavor?
Best cake flavor. I like a good ice cream cake. I'm not a big just cake fan. Although I do like red velvet. So I'm going to go either red velvet or an ice cream cake. That's what I'm going to go with.
Okay.
I like ice cream cake.
Yeah.
And red velvet. They're both really good.
Yeah.
They're both really good.
Signing autographs or having conversations with fans?
Conversations all day. Yeah. I don't mind. Signing's cool. I like it, but it's fun when you actually get to know people though. I feel then I like to just interact. And when you're just if there's a line and there's a lot of people, then signing can be a little stressful sometimes, trying to be as fast as you can, make sure you're going in order and not making someone wait for too long. But if you can have conversations with people, then that's a lot of fun. I like getting to know people.
Yeah, we're me and Brycen are usually the last ones out, so we get to know all the players and talk to them. A lot of conversations.
Good having those conversations.
Favorite Dalton Malden song?
I'm going to have to go with That's How It Goes. That's How It Goes is my favorite. Nights Without You is my second favorite. That was his first one, the first one I ever heard. That's the most nostalgic for me. So either Nights Without You or That's How It Goes.
That's How It Goes. That's the song my brother never stops singing.
Yeah.
Mom's favorite is That's How It Goes. So that's crazy.
Nice. Yeah. I like that one a lot.
Nice Without You.
Nice. Heck yeah. Yeah. What about you, Riley?
I like Cherry Lime and Mean to Me, but
Yeah.
bringing back like Nights Without You is a good one too, honestly.
Yeah. No doubt.
And
It's a
the one
classic.
that my sister can't stop singing is Frozen.
Okay. Yeah. That's a little bit of a throwback.
Disneyland or Disney World?
Well, I've never been to Disney World, other than I've been to Typhoon Lagoon, the water park. That's it. But I've never been to like Epcot or any of the Disney World parks other than the water park. So I would have to go Disneyland just because I grew up going there. It's about 15 minutes from Biola, where I went to school. So I would often go do homework at Disneyland. Because I was like, well, if I have all this homework to do, I might as well do it at Disneyland, right? So yeah, Disneyland's my pick, but I could be swayed if I go to Disney World sometime soon because I can't give a fair evaluation just yet.
Pickleball or golf?
I'm going to have to go golf. Pickleball is very fun though. I've only played a few times. I have played a lot of golf though. So that's a great question though. Both of those sports are hot right now. I love golf. Like I don't think people realize how much I love golf. Last year, I probably went 3 to 4 times a week when I wasn't playing for the Bananas. That's how I like channeled my, I don't know. When I was done playing baseball, I had to let all this like pent up energy and I had to just put it somewhere. So it went to golf. I still wasn't very good at it, but I love it though. Both are hard, but pickleball is fun though, because I feel like you can pick it up a little quicker than golf. Golf's just like really hard when you start.
I had this golf camp for 2 years, so I just got used to it and I got good at it. I
Heck
haven't
yeah.
done it in a while though. I should get back to doing golf.
Yeah. Brycen, what about you, man?
I would probably pick golf. Even though I suck at it, I've never played pickleball before, so
Okay, fair. Yep.
golf.
All right. We're going to move on and ask some questions about your baseball journey.
All right. Fire away.
What do you see when looking at youth baseball environment? Is it different from when you played? Me and Riley feel like most teams are so focused on winning at all costs in our areas. But NYABC has given us a place to be free from that pressure and just focus on growing. What gave you the vision to start the community?
Good question. What gave Ange and I the vision to start up the community, get NYABC started was we noticed that the best way to learn baseball is just by having fun. The best way to learn anything is by having fun with it. There's definitely like, you got to learn the proper techniques and all that stuff. But a lot of times when you are having a good time with something, that's when you get really good at it. Like for instance, photo editing. Like I've done photography for 10 years. And the reason I got good at it is, yeah, maybe I'm gifted in some way or another, but more than anything, I enjoy doing it. And so because I enjoy doing it, I was willing to put in a lot of hours. And because I put in a lot of hours, I got good at it. And same with baseball. If you want kids to play baseball well, then they should love it. And some people, it's just not for them, and that's okay. But for the kids out there that do love baseball, then don't take the joy out of it by making it a chore or adding some sort of social anxiety or pressure to it. And yeah, the win at all costs mentality can add unnecessary pressure and potentially take some of the fun out of it. This actually shirt that I'm wearing, it's a Coach Ballgame shirt. And something he said before is, if you want kids to hate video games, then like you want them to stop playing video games, then go in and like micromanage and tell them, hey, like move this button here. Oh, you did that wrong. Oh, do this. If you get into micromanage like that, like every single time your kid plays video games, they probably won't like playing video games. So it's safe to assume it's the same thing with baseball. You get in there and micromanage and get on kids' cases when they fail. If you do that in baseball or really anything, you're going to kind of kill the love for it a little bit. So that being said, yeah, when I was done with my playing career and started doing social media, that was kind of part of my message was, encouraging kids to have fun with it, not put too much pressure on themselves and talk to the mental game a lot. And so with Ange and I both doing content and getting started up that year, we were like, shoot, let's reach out to a bunch of other people making content who believe the same things we believe in the sport, and let's get them all in one place. So that's where NYABC started in January of last year. And now it's, evolved into an online community, which I'm excited. I'll actually be there tomorrow. I've been gone for like 3 weeks, But yeah, that's kind of how it started. Like-minded people who make content, who believe the same things about the best ways to learn. And yeah, that's kind of how it started.
Yeah, when me and Brycen were at the youth tournament, we played way better because we were having fun and we learned a lot more from it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah, when there's like a relaxed environment and it's okay to mess up. Yeah, you can play a lot more free. That's when you really get to see what you're capable of. And sometimes you can achieve that even in tough environments, and that's obviously the goal. But yeah, if you can, I think a lot of times coaches and teams that add unnecessary pressure end up becoming more of an obstacle and a roadblock than a help a lot of times.
Yeah, I struck out the side with most pitches were trick pitches,
Heck yeah.
which was a 2-minute inning, which was crazy.
Dang.
I think it could have been shorter because trick plays took a long time. Trick pitches.
Yeah.
So
No, that's a quick inning. Heck yeah.
quick. They were.
Just one after another. Come on. Yeah. When you get into a role like that, yeah, it's fun to see. Even like this year with me playing, like I've noticed at the beginning of the year, there's still a good amount of pressure because it was like, if we don't hit well or play well, they won't put us in the lineup. But as the year went on and I kind of solidified a spot, it was like even playing in Philly, it was like, oh, like I can try things I never tried before in front of a bunch of people, and I'm not scared to mess up. And I ended up performing way better. Probably how you were feeling when you were out there at the banana ball tournament, just like, well, I'm just gonna have fun with these trick pitches. Doesn't matter if I mess up. I've never done it before. And yeah, when you're having fun, playing free, and not worried about what other people are thinking, it's usually when your athleticism takes over the most, and when you can play the best.
Yeah.
I personally pitched better at the youth tournament, pitching like fast and without blocks and dancing,
Yeah.
but no pressure on me. Like,
yeah, that's very fun.
Youth tournament was so much fun. When I was catching, I did all the walk-ups with this one team. It was so much fun.
Nice. I love that. Yeah. What was the highlight for you guys of that whole tournament? Like what were some memories when you think back to it that first come to mind? Like what are your favorite memories from the tournament?
Camp
What
day.
you got?
yeah, when you at camp day when you were coaching my team, that was cool.
Heck
Yeah.
yeah.
That was the best
That
part.
was very fun.
And Andy got to coach my team. So it was
Sick. He's great.
Yeah. That guy's amazing.
He really is. I like him a lot. I got to see him today. It was fun. We played a little backyard baseball today, which was cool.
Yeah, I saw it on Dalton's video.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a good time.
I think Reese was giving our cape that we gave him.
Oh, yeah. He was wearing it today in the backyard baseball game. That's cool. That's like was it like gold, or am I tripping?
Yeah, it was gold.
Okay, cool.
All right, next question. You are constantly going out of your way to make fans feel connected to you. You juggle playing banana ball and putting on your own content, NYABC, along with mentoring youth players and teams. With your crazy schedule, how do you continue to make your interactions so impactful? And is there any area that you enjoy focusing on the most?
Yeah, well, one, I appreciate that. I'm honored that you think that, and I definitely try to live up to that. Yeah, it is hard. My schedule's kind of nuts, and I guess a couple things. One is when I am meeting people, I do remember one time when I was growing up, I was like maybe 10 or 11, and I met Steve Garvey, do you guys know who Steve Garvey is?
No.
Yeah, baseball player in the 80s, someone who I knew. He played for the Dodgers back in the day before I was even born. But anyways, met Steve Garvey, knew who he was. He was a Dodger legend. I grew up a Dodger fan. And when I met him, like I just remember every single word he said. And because of that, in the position that I'm in now, I'm blessed enough to where maybe a lot of these kids that I'm meeting, they're probably going to remember everything I say. And they're also going to remember how I made them feel. And so I take that very seriously, knowing that even if I'm tired or whatever it is, if I don't make it a point to make every person I meet feel important, then they'll probably remember that. And I want people to be able to remember an interaction that we had in a positive way, just to be a good witness and a good light. So yeah, I will say, as far as like schedule wise, I feel like I'm just figuring it out, man. I have so much going on. I think what's been really important for me that I didn't like in my schedule right now, I have to take time to slow down and do nothing as much as I can. And so, for instance, yesterday, like I left my phone at the house and I just went for a walk for like an hour and a half. And I didn't have anything with me. It was just me and my thoughts. And doing stuff like that is really important for me and helps me not feel as anxious. So I think intentionally taking time to slow down and not do anything is really important, especially after a crazy weekend of like playing in front of a bunch of people, have these adrenaline rushes, meet all these people. It's like this big like chemical high in your body. And if you don't bring yourself back down to earth, you'll almost feel like empty or sad the next day. So that's something I'm like learning to deal with, which I've never had to deal with before. But I think, yeah, overall, I'd say learning how to slow down, getting time with Gigi and time with friends, knowing what like makes me feel filled up, making sure I do that a lot is big.
What was your journey like growing up? We know gymnastics and baseball were part of your life, but
Sorry, go ahead.
How did you learn the basics there? Like video creation.
For video, how did I learn the basics? Yeah. So as soon as I started playing baseball, I was like turning 9. That's when I immediately wanted to play professionally. I was kind of like one of those kids who anything that I tried for the first time, I was like, okay, I want to be the best there is at it. So with gymnastics, I wanted to be an Olympic gymnast. And then when I went to baseball, I was like, okay, I want to be a professional baseball player. So that desire was always there. When I was about 14, a friend of mine named Forrest started taking photos, and he would bring his camera around everywhere and we'd do photo shoots. And that's what initially got me interested in photography. So a few years later, I kind of started my own photography business, started photographing weddings, family photos, senior photos, a bunch of stuff like that for people. And that made it like a lot of my free time, because I was homeschooled, a lot of my free time just went to me learning how to take photos and going on little trips with my sister. And that's how I learned about computers. That's how I learned about cameras. That's how I learned about a lot of that stuff, like the tech side of things. And also, I learned a lot about writing from my sister. So I think learning writing and the skills of photography and computers kind of set me up for making content way down the road in the future. I kept doing photography and all that stuff through college and building computers, but it wasn't until 22 when I got released that I actually started learning video. But it was an easier transition learning video because I already knew how to use a camera and a computer really well. So that's kind of the story of how I ended up transitioning into content. It kind of always was the goal for me to play professionally, in college and professionally. I didn't really have my sights set on college too much. It was my sights were set on pro ball, and college ended up being a stepping stone to get there. But yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Forrest.
Yeah, shout out Forrest, man. We're still good friends.
All right, next question. Do you ever deal with negative comments surrounding your platform? What can kids do to stay positive when facing negativity and still stay true to who they are?
Yeah, good question. Yeah, I get negative comments every day. I think that you got to find your self-worth and your value in something other than what you do and what you produce. I believe that every person has an intrinsic value. It's not something that you initiate. You just have it. Something you just have. I think everyone just has value because they're made in God's image. Because God created them, they are unique, and every single person can reflect God in a unique way that no one else can. You are one of a kind. No one else will ever be like you. And because of that, you have value. God designed you for a reason, and that is where your value comes from. Now, in the world, a lot of people gauge value based on what you can produce. So, you can hit a baseball far. Okay, you are perceived as valuable. We're going to celebrate you, right? Shohei Ohtani, everyone just celebrates everything he does, right? Because he's the best baseball player on the planet. People assign value to him because of what he does. The truth is, Shohei Ohtani is not valuable because he can hit a baseball. Shohei Ohtani is valuable because he's made in God's image, and the creator of the universe designed him. That's why he has value. But that being said, if you find your value in just the fact that God has created you and designed you uniquely, then you don't have to find that value and seek that affirmation from other people and go to other people and be like, you think I'm doing good? And, like, you don't have to let that rest in the hands of other people. You can find your value in just knowing that the creator of the universe made you. And so I would say for me, I don't do this perfectly all the time, but generally speaking, if I am finding my identity and my value in what I should be finding it in, which is knowing that God created me, then it doesn't matter as much to me what other people think of what I'm doing or what other people say of what I'm doing. But yeah, sometimes it can definitely get to you. I think my best advice is to, when people do have difficult things to say, one, see if there's any truth to what they're saying. Because a lot of times people will give harsh criticism, but it's something we can actually learn from. And it's like, there might be some truth to it. Like, if I do something stupid and someone calls me out on it, then okay, that's probably a good opportunity for me to learn a lesson from that. It might not be that someone's hating on me. It might be that someone is seeing a way that I can be better. So there, I would say with criticism, don't always assume that it's bad, but have the humility to learn from those kinds of comments. And then that being said, the stuff that is just like all out negative, they're just trying to hurt you because they are hurt people. So some people out there, they don't feel like they have any self-worth, and they feel like they're not valuable. And so they feel the need to project that onto other people and try to tear everyone else down so that they feel a little better about themselves. Those people do exist, and I feel for them. And when you see people, those kinds of people making comments or things of that nature, then that's where you kind of just got to remember, okay, they're probably going through something really tough. Their life probably hasn't panned out the way they want it to be. And so I'm going to have grace for that person, knowing that God is the ultimate judge. And you never know what someone's going through. So if someone's, giving you a hard time and hating on you unnecessarily, or so what, let them say what they're going to say. Try and feel for them if you can, and just don't respond. Don't engage. It's usually best to just not engage. They're trying to draw something out of you. And I found it's best to just not respond when people make those kinds of comments.
Yeah.
Yeah, and said that he had a lot of negative comments during his college years, but he kept pushing through it and became a really good influence on a lot of kids.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, Ange is really good at holding people accountable. And if there's something that's not right, he's really good at pointing it out. And so, yeah, to someone who doesn't want to be called out, or to someone who isn't humble enough to accept criticism, then Ange could come off strong to some people. And I think that's a great trait that Ange has that very few people have. But yeah, definitely he had to overcome some adversity there, and he's done a great job of it.
Shout out to Coach Ange and Shohei Ohtani.
Yes, indeed.
And talking about Shohei, 50-50 club is crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, that's nuts. I think yeah, it's unbelievable. He's so fun to watch. And I think he just feeds off of all the, like, he gets celebrated so much in, on every MLB posts about him like 10 times a day on Instagram. And like, it seems like the more people post about him, like the better he plays. Like, he just thrives in that spotlight. So like, good for him.
He plays good under pressure.
Oh, yeah. He does. He loves it. Yeah.
I think he's at like 51-52 now.
Yeah. Maybe even more than that. I think he ended up with like 54 stolen bases. I could be wrong, but yeah, no, including playoff. I don't know if he's stolen any bases in playoffs. I didn't watch the games, but yeah.
Yeah.
I think one or two.
Yeah. Definitely hit a homer. I saw that. But.
Yeah. How can youth athletes lead their teammates and create a positive environment, both on and off the field?
Yeah. I think the best way that you can lead is by serving. So a lot of times people don't want you, especially if they're your teammates and they're your same age as you, they probably don't want you to tell them what to do or say, hey, you should have a better attitude or anything like that. I found it best to, with your teammates specifically, lead by example. See if you can serve them well. If there's like a difficult, field job that needs to be done, you need to pick up the buckets or something, go do it yourself. Don't ask anyone else to do it. Like, that's the best way to lead, is just by taking action. So I would say, if you're trying to be a good leader on your team, then be as kind as possible to your teammates, build them up, celebrate their wins, be less focused on yourself and more focused on other people. So be less worried about what other people see you do. Like, oh, did they see that hit? Did they see that play I made in the outfield? Just pay attention to what your teammates are doing and celebrate when they succeed. And beyond that, if there's difficult things that need to be done, then be the one to do those things. Don't point other people out and tell them to do it. I think that's the best way to lead, because when you start doing that, then it creates a culture within the team of positivity. And I think that, the best way to do that is by taking the lead yourself and celebrating your teammates, thinking about them more than you're thinking about yourself.
Yeah.
Can you share a story about a time when you felt like you really made a difference in someone's baseball journey?
I have to think about that one. I've gotten a lot of messages online that say, "Hey, you're the reason that I'm still playing," or "Thanks for sharing your video after you struck out to end the game, because I was just going through that too, and that encouraged me to keep going." I don't know that there's any one story that sticks out above the others. I think there's a lot of little ones, a lot of small impacts, and that's my hope that there's a bunch of those little impacts can shift the culture of baseball. That's kind of the goal, I'd say.
Yes. That NYA has given us, me and Riley, a new passion.
Heck yeah. Well, there you go. There's your one story then. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, NYABC has been really good in our baseball journey. It's helped us so much. And with the help of positive coaches and good coaches that make stuff fun, is just like really useful for us.
What do you guys enjoy the most about it? Or just what are some things? It doesn't have to be the thing you enjoy the most, but what are some things you appreciate about it?
Like, it's like good coaching with coaches who make it fun. And during the camps at NYABC, we have fun as well, while like learning a lot from it.
Yeah.
And on the call.
Probably like Drew's mental lessons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Shout out Drew.
Yeah, shout
Shout
out Drew.
out Big Dog.
What role do family and friends play in helping young athletes along their journey?
I think family often provides you the opportunity to play. Like, they pay for be able to play for the teams. They drive you to practice and games. And so, family play a huge role just making it possible for you to even play. Beyond that, I think extended family and friends can be a positive support and show that they're there for you as a person. So if you have a game and one of your friends comes out to watch, or a family member comes out to watch, I think that's super special. I think that, people being there for you is a good way that family can be involved. And I think the best thing that parents can do for their kids playing, only so many parents have the coaching knowledge to be able to really teach their kids the technical aspects of the game. But I think that the best role that a parent can have in their kids' career and life is just being there for them. And rather than being there to correct them and tell them what they're doing wrong or what they're doing right, just being there, driving them to the game, sitting, watching, cheering for them. I think that's the biggest role that I think a family member can play in a player's career.
Yeah. Back then, when my dad honestly made baseball more fun for me, because he used to coach me and he taught me a lot. And it's just, I've learned a lot from him.
Yeah, that's cool. Me too. From my dad.
Yeah, same.
All right, next question. You say baseball is not who you are. It's what you love to do. My coach also says this same thing. How important is it for youth players to balance their passion for baseball and with other activities and schoolwork?
Yeah. At some point, baseball ends. With my experience, it's still going, but it was done for a little bit. And most people won't continue playing past even high school. So that shouldn't discourage you from trying to play in college or trying to play pro ball. If you want to play in the big leagues, set your sights on the big leagues and go after it. But at some point, that's going to end. And when you are in your 30s or 40s, even if you play an incredible big league career, you're still going to have half your life left after that. So what matters is who you become in the process. And a lot of times, professional baseball players will have an identity crisis where they're like, who am I? What am I supposed to do right when they're done playing? So if you just neglect all other responsibilities and focus just on baseball, then at the end of baseball, you will probably have an identity crisis of some sorts. So if you are in high school or even before that, or in college, then find what other things you love to do and do them in addition to baseball. Because something I've noticed with baseball, sometimes you can train every day for hours and then show up to the field, and some guy who hasn't touched a baseball in months can just walk in and have a better game than you. So it's not to dissuade you or discourage you from training and working hard, but there comes a point in time where it's just as beneficial for you to take a break and do something else. It's a lot of times that's even more beneficial for your mental game to go do other things. So I think learning what other things you enjoy, in my case, it's photography, video, that computers, that's what I enjoy. If, find what those other things are for you and what you enjoy and develop those skills, because one, it's going to help get your mind off baseball when you're after you had a bad game or something like that. It's going to help you with that. It's going to help you on the field with baseball. And then once down the road, once your baseball career is over, you'll have other skills that you can use to serve others and to maybe make a career out of.
Yeah, great advice so far.
Oh,
Yeah.
thanks.
What has been the biggest challenge you faced, and what helps you stay true to your beliefs in moments of doubt? How important is it to believe in yourself and your abilities, even when things aren't going as planned?
I think you need to believe in your abilities to some degree. If I strike out 3 times in a day, then I need to believe that I have hit a baseball before and show up to the next day ready to try again, knowing that, like, believing that I'm going to succeed. You have to have a kind of unrealistic confidence and belief in your own baseball playing abilities, especially if you're an offensive player. If you're a pitcher, a little different. But the truth is, I don't have that much faith in my own abilities to play. I have enough. I know that's where God's placed me right now. So I'm going to play to the best of my abilities. But there are times where your ability will just fail you. Like, there's times where I'm not as good as the other guy and I get beat. And there are times where I maybe am not going to be as good as the next guy. Like, even when I got to professional baseball, as best as I trained, as best I did, who knows? Maybe I got it. Maybe if I got a few hundred at bats, I played a full season, maybe I would have adapted. Maybe I would have competed. Maybe I would have made it to the major leagues. Maybe I would have been a good player in the major leagues. But there's times where you do your best and you still aren't as good as some other people. So I think when that happens, it's more important to have your identity in something other than your play, because you can only control your play so much. You should only have so much faith in your own abilities. Should you have an unrealistic confidence every time you step into the box and think, okay, I am Barry Bonds up here, I'm the greatest player of all time? Yeah, you should, for your performance sake. But deep down, there's probably someone else out there who's better than you at the game. So you don't have to lie to yourself and say, I'm the greatest player to who ever lived, and I have faith that I'm going to be the best player ever. You're probably lying to yourself if you say that. And and a lot of times when what we say about ourselves doesn't match up with reality, that's when we really get confused and hurt when we fail. So I think just learning to accept failure is huge in baseball and will actually make you play better. Know that, like, I can train the best that I can train and try my absolute best. And if I fail, I still did my job entirely. I did exactly what I was supposed to do because I gave my best. And so learning to be okay with failure and focus on, okay, what can I control? I think that's the biggest thing. I think the biggest adversity that I've had to overcome was one specific story. I won't get into the details, but one year in college, I had a coach who either didn't like me or was trying to be hard on me. I don't know what it was, but there was, just some stuff that went down that was really hard to overcome. I was treated really poorly and, borderline verbally abused. And with that was tough to overcome because it kind of got in my head. It was like mid-season and all this stuff goes down and I was embarrassed. And that experience in particular was very difficult to overcome because it was the year before I was going to get signed and maybe get signed. And I was off to a great start in the season. And this whole thing goes down with this coach. And for the next month, I really struggled at the plate. And I think the reason I struggled at the plate was because of just how much negativity there was towards me all the time. And it was tough to overcome that. Like when someone really doesn't want you to do well and is going out of their way to make you feel small, it's hard to overcome that and still play well in a sport like baseball, at least in my experience. So probably due to a lot of factors, I struggled a lot for the next month. And that was probably one of the most difficult things for me to overcome. Yeah, that was tough. But through that, though, I think I became a lot more resilient to other people and what they say about me, to where now I think that ended up preparing me well, I think, for what I'm doing with social media, because now I have a lot of harsh criticism here and there and people say things, whatever. But now I've dealt with that in an extreme form to where I don't think there's much anyone out there can say to me that will get under my skin even a little bit now. So I think in hindsight, that big struggle ended up preparing me. But yeah, that was probably my most difficult baseball experience.
Yeah, like Drew says, it's Aaron Judge. I think it's forget. He says it all the time, but
Aaron Judge, Shohei Ohtani, and Babe Ruth.
Those three. They all lead the league in strikeouts.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
got failure. And my pastor said recently, the enemy wants us to doubt our beliefs and believe in our doubts. I try to remember that because you want to believe in yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no doubt.
All right. Next question. What do you see for the future of NYABC? Well, we hope to grow up and play baseball professionally, hopefully for the Bananas and Party Animals, becoming junior coaches of the next generation of NYABC coaches one day would be an ultimate goal of ours. How can we as players continue to grow alongside NYABC?
Question. Yeah, for the future of NYABC, I'm not sure. It's something Ange and I have talked a lot about. There's so many different routes we could take. We can try and run bigger camps. We can keep them the same size and continue developing the existing relationships we have. We can turn it into a really big thing where we teach every sport out there on how to best coach and become a resource to coaches and parents to help them help their teams better. A lot of different ways we can go. And for that, we're kind of just trusting that the Lord will make that path apparent. As far as where we go in the future, I don't know. We'll see where the Lord leads.
Yeah, I got an idea.
What you got?
NYABC makes a team for the Banana Ball Youth Tournament.
I like that. I like that a lot. We've even thought about doing our own tournament. I think if we were to do and we've thought about if we did that, we could potentially even play banana ball at the tournament, which we thought would be cool. But yeah, I think that's a great idea. We've thought about making a team for sure.
Great.
Yeah. I think at the last NYABC it was really fun. The one that I went to last time, it was really fun. And I really liked everything about it, honestly.
Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, we'll definitely keep doing more of that. And I like the size of it. I like the size with 50 kids. We actually get to hang out,
Because it's not too many that you have to focus on everybody at once. Like you could get one group at a time of 5 kids. You could teach them more instead of having a bunch of people because you can't really interact with them as much.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the ratio, coach to kid ratio is huge. Like how many coaches per player do you have? And what we try to do with NYABC is have roughly 4 players to 1 coach. And that's usually like a good amount of coaches. I think we have like 15 for 50 kids. So yeah, we'll probably shoot for that again.
Mm-hmm.
It was cool how Brandon Crosby joined NYABC on the last one.
I thought that was cool too. I enjoyed that very much. He's a great guy.
I think Andy would be a really good coach for it.
I think so too. I agree with that. I definitely will be inviting him. He might be in Hawaii, but yeah, hopefully he can make the trip. That would be cool.
Yeah.
He wanted to be, so.
What'd you say?
Said he wanted to be at one of the games, Brycen asked.
Yeah. Well, the nice thing is flying into well, here's the thing for you guys, it might be a little far, but the next camp might end up being in California, in which case that is closest to Andy. That would be like a 4 or 5 hour flight from Hawaii, which is about as close as it gets in the States. So yeah, we'll see.
Time for a little segment we like to call Home Run or Strikeout. We're going to ask you a series of topics, and you're going to decide if they're a home run or strikeout.
Let's do it.
Socks with sandals.
Hold on. Home run. I don't know if that counts. Yep.
That's my go-to.
Home run.
If I'm just going up to just somewhere dinner 10 minutes away,
I'll
just wear my socks with my slides and be perfectly fine.
Heck yeah. I would have, like 2 years ago, I would have said strikeout, but right now I'm going home run because I'm obviously wearing them now.
Cruise vacations.
Home run. I love all the food.
See you there.
Next week, baby.
Yep. Can't wait.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah, it is.
That thing's gonna be so much fun.
The game and the cruise.
Yeah, the game and the cruise.
Spicy food.
Home run. Love spicy food. The hotter the better.
I like spicy.
Sometimes I'll go to Buffalo Wild Wings and get the hottest ones. I'll get the blazing wings, and it'll make me cry, but for some reason I like it. So
in Nashville, there's this place called Hattie B's. It's this chicken place, and I tried the hottest chicken there, and my mouth was on fire for like.
that chicken's hot. That challenge we did with CS99 TV, where it was like hit a home run or you have to eat hot chicken. That's the chicken that we had. It was from Hattie B's, and it was like the hottest that they had, and that was like really hot. I hit the home run. I didn't have to do it, but I ate it just because I wanted to. And then yeah, my stomach hurt. That chicken's hot.
The chicken, it like was fine in general. It just burned my lips and throat so much.
Yeah, it tasted great, but that's like next level hot. That's different.
I go there every time, just get the regular chicken. But last time I tried the hottest one, and yeah, my mouth was on fire for like a couple hours.
Yeah, as much as I like hot stuff, realistically, I'll get just like a normal hot if I'm gonna for most days. Like that's definitely what I'm going with. But for that, for a one-time thing, yeah, I'll try the hottest too, like you did. I think that's just a one-time experience type thing, not something you do every time.
It was actually the day that the Nashville game happened.
Yep. So that was just a few days after I tried it too. Yep.
That stadium's nice.
The sounds, I know, their scoreboard's really cool.
Yeah. And left field, the apartments, and left through center.
Yeah. Very cool.
You hit good the game I went to. You hit one home run and then
that was the homer? Yeah. Let's go. Yeah, that's right. I always hit them when you're watching, so
Like almost every game Riley goes to, you hit a home run.
Love that. I missed one in when we went to Savannah. I didn't hit one, but
sadly.
Yeah. Was that before or after Philly?
I think it was. Yeah, was it
right before? I think
right before. Okay,
like
and then the week after I got one, but
yeah, we got.
Yeah, it was the next thing after Philly. After I watched that on TV, and I went to the draft. So
yes. Okay. Yep. Nice.
Savannah's closer, and I feel like the stadiums are like packed with people.
They certainly are. There's a lot of people there for sure.
Yeah, there's lots of people there. All treats like pumpkin pie and pumpkin spice latte.
Home run. I'm gonna be easy on it. I really like everything, but yeah, like the whole thing: pumpkin spice latte, pumpkin pie, love it all. Yeah, it's all good for me.
My sister,
I need to try it.
Every time we go to Publix or Starbucks, she's asking for pumpkin pie or a pumpkin drink.
Oh yeah, as she should.
All right. Travel baseball.
I'm still going to go home run. I think it's got there's definitely a lot of ways that it could be improved and should be better, but a lot of my favorite memories growing up were playing travel ball. A lot of my favorite memories growing up too were just playing local little league and rec ball and whatever else, but it is fun getting to travel with teams and sometimes stay up late, like going to Cooperstown one time when I was 12, doing that whole tournament with my teammates and getting to stay in the dorms, that was all really fun for me. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of ways that travel baseball culture can be bad, but overall though, I think it's a home run.
Yeah, my team's goal is to go to Cooperstown in 12 years. So
nice. Yeah, it's so much fun.
Okay. Pineapple on pizza.
Hot take.
Home run.
Hot take.
Yeah, I love it. I love pineapple on pizza. Like I said, you're going to be really hard pressed to find something that I'm going to think is a strikeout. But yeah, I love pineapple on pizza. I mean, sometimes I'll get it without, but if it's an option, a lot of times I will get it.
Mint chocolate chip ice cream.
Home run. There's one place. It's called A La Minute Ice Cream. It's in Redlands, California, and it is the best ice cream on the planet. Genuinely, the ice cream is so good. Every flavor they have is amazing, but they have a mint chip that is especially good. It's not even like green, like a normal like mint chip that you'd find at like a grocery store or something. It's more like natural, I guess. But it's so good. But all their flavors are good. Mint chip's not my favorite flavor, like all around, but it's a home run for me.
Mint's my favorite flavor. It's my go-to every time I get ice cream.
Heck yeah. Not you, Brycen?
No.
What's your go-to?
Vanilla probably.
Nice. A classic.
Yeah. Guy.
You what?
I'm not really a chocolate guy.
Okay. Fair enough. I am, but you're entitled to your opinion though.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
honestly like chocolate and vanilla.
I like white chocolate. That's the only type of chocolate I like.
There's a chocolate shop in Savannah that's like insanely good. They have the best white chocolate I've ever had in my life. Chocolate by Adam Tironi. It's like some like famous chef or something. I don't know. Really good.
How about cooking?
Cooking, just in general.
Yeah, cooking. Any type of cooking.
Home run. Yeah, I love to cook. I cook a lot. I like cooking, grilling, all that good stuff. Yeah. In college, I would cook most of my meals. Big fan.
Yeah.
I like helping cooking, but like if I can't do it alone, but if I had help cooking, it's really fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Once you get older and stuff, it's and you're on your own, like living, like then it's really fun figuring out what kind of good food to make, because otherwise you like, especially in college, I didn't have that much money, and so it's kind of like, all right, I gotta save some money and go to the grocery store, figure out what I can afford and what I can cook and what can last the whole week. And yeah, I don't know. I thought that was a fun process, but it's not. That stuff isn't really fun though until you get older.
Yeah.
I can tell they're all going to be home runs because this next one is NYABC.
Home run or strikeout. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, give me a home run. Absolutely. I'm very proud of that thing, and Ange and I have a blast with it. Absolutely, home run.
Very fun.
Dinger.
That's the best baseball camp I've ever been to, hands down, 100%.
Oh, I'm honored. I'm gonna have to grab that screenshot of you just saying that, post it on the page for the next camp.
Just to mention how to join for guests, NYABCbaseball.com. Join and then meetups on Tuesdays.
Come
Go,
on.
bro.
Shout out Tuesdays. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
I'll be there.
Before we end tonight, we want to give you an award based on what we love about you.
All right, sweet. What do we got?
Your award is the Not Your Average Go Award. There is a Bible verse that always reminds us of you. Romans 12:6-8. In His grace, God has given us different gifts for doing certain things well. So if God has given you the ability to prosper,
It's a tough word.
speak out with as much faith as God has given you. If your gift is serving others, serve them well. If you are a teacher, teach well. If your gift is to encourage others, be encouraging. If it is giving, give generosity. If God has given you leadership ability, take the responsibility seriously. And if you have a gift for showing kindness to others, do it gladly.
You embody this verse. You use time to serve others. You encourage youth players and their families on and off the field. You give your time when it is already so limited, and you lead those around you to be better people. But most of all, you teach. You've taught us to be good human beings, good players who can play lots of positions in baseball and hit dingers. But you've also taught us to be coachable, be good teammates, and appreciate our families. You look beyond and see that it is bigger than baseball.
Well, thanks, guys. I'll definitely try to live up to those words. I appreciate that very much. Thanks for always being encouraging to me. Yeah, like it's a blessing for me to, just hear you guys share that. And I really do appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
And by the way, before we end, do you have any questions for us?
Questions for you guys. Let's see. Outside of baseball, what's something that I might not ordinarily know about you? Something you like to do. Could be a video game, anything like that.
Actually, I do karate, so.
You do karate? Okay. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm a blue belt.
How long have you done it?
I think it's like 4
Nice.
years now. 4.
4. Yeah. Okay, cool.
I'm a blue belt.
Heck yeah. Very
Just
good.
else till I reach black. So close.
How much time?
4 years.
Dang. That's a long road. So 8 years in total
Yeah.
before black belt. Wow.
So, yeah.
Cool.
4 belts a year, I think.
Nice. Dang, that's a lot of work.
Yeah. And if you're not ready, you don't have all your stripes, you can't test.
Okay. And then once you test, you either succeed and move on or not.
Break this wooden board.
Okay, cool.
Like these thicknesses. Like if you're a white belt, you get like this thick. If you're
Sure.
like let's say you're a red belt, you get like this thick.
Dang. Okay.
Yeah, and
Very
then
cool.
part of it is like sparring, which you spar other students.
Yep.
So that tires you out. It's hard.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, I don't really like have any like video games that I really, really like other than like MLB The Show. I really don't play as much video games. But my favorite thing to do, I like going on roller coasters and I like going to Disney because we live like 2.5 hours away. So
Nice. Oh yeah. I also love roller coasters and rides. I miss Disneyland. I used to go all the time. But that's cool. Do you have a favorite ride?
that's tough. I liked Millennium Force at Cedar Point.
Okay.
I like Iron Gwazi at Busch Gardens. I also like Hulk.
At Disney World, I like Guardians of the Galaxy all day.
That's the best.
Yeah, it's new.
Nice.
I honestly like every roller coaster. Other than the Wild Mouse, because that thing makes me have a headache.
Is it an older one?
No, it's really new.
Oh, it's really new. Okay.
Guardians is, I think, one of the newest. I think it is the newest coaster at Disney.
Yes.
I've heard great good things about Guardians.
The second newest, and it's like you're going through space. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
spoil it for you.
And there's 4 songs that they play each time. I don't want to spoil it. But
There's
it's
6
fun.
Cool. Which park is that in?
Epcot.
World, Epcot.
Epcot. Okay. Cool. Yeah, Gigi and I, would you guys recommend us going to Epcot for the first time
Yeah.
if we go pick a park?
If you pick
Okay.
a park,
Epcot or Magic Kingdom, but definitely go with us.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good. That sounds perfect. You guys could show us around.
Know a lot about it, so
Nice.
yeah. Went there too
Perfect.
many. Before we sign off, what would be one thing that you would want to tell your 10-year-old self?
Be quick to hear and slow to speak.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what I got.
all right. A huge thank you to Coach RAC for coming on the show tonight. We appreciate you spending time with us.
Absolutely, guys. Anytime. I enjoyed it very much. Always good talking with you guys. And you guys did a great job with the questions and everything and the format and the segments. You guys killed it. That was awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
And Riley,
Thank you for joining us on this episode. And until next time.
think about what kind of kid you want to be.